But how do I actually graduate MIT? Good question. Let's talk. Back in the first video of the series, which if you haven't watched it, go back there. The rest of the videos in the series don't need to be done in order, but the first one is going to help you. First one is going to set you up because it's the how do I get started homeschooling high school video. So go back and watch that if you haven't already. So in that video, I talked about knowing your state laws, and this is where you're really going to need to know it because you need to know what requirements they put on you in order to satisfy high school graduation. In our state, North Carolina, they don't set the standard or they don't set the requirements. In a lot of states, that's true. But again, you got to check to make sure that that is true in your state. So in North Carolina, we get to decide what is worthy of a high school education. For us, we looked at several state colleges and found that they all pretty much required the similar requirements, which include 4 credits of English or language arts, 3 credits of science, 1 being a life science like biology, and at least 1 lab class, or lab science, 2 credits of a single foreign language, 2 credits of social science, including at least 1 credit of U.S. history. And yeah, so in this case, a credit is defined as a full year's worth of the class. I have had people who ask about this because, like, if they do dual enrollment, class may be listed as 2 credit hours or 3 credit hours. Those credit hours are for the college level and don't translate to this. In my state, and what we've decided as a family, is that 1 semester class at dual enrollment will count the same as a high school level. So in the fall, my daughter's going to take pre-calculus. So she'll do a full year's worth of pre-calculus in a semester. So even though it says 3 credit hours for college, but for high school graduation, it's only 1 credit worth of math. I hope that makes sense. So find out what your state requirements are. And if they don't have requirements, again, I would suggest taking the same advice I gave before and looking at the state colleges in your area, because generally the state colleges and the high schools are going to match up. Even if your student doesn't anticipate going to college, it's still just a good level, in my opinion, to do. But if they're not going to go to college, then there may be adjustments you want to make. And that's totally fine if that's what it is for your state doesn't need. If your state's not setting the requirements. So after you find out what requirements they need to earn a diploma, then you need to decide what else you want to require for high school. Are there life skills you want them to do? Volunteer hours? Look at my handy dandy notes. I must have write down. Do you want to require more credits of a certain subject? Do you want to require like study skills or job career exploration? Think about all those other things that you might want to include and figure out where you're going to fit those in. So after you've figured out, you've set your requirements, well then all that's really left for you to do is to get your student there. And kind of the beauty of homeschooling is that we get to decide how long that takes. Maybe you have a student who can complete it all in 3 years. Maybe you have a student who's going to need 5. That's okay. Maybe they'll do it in 4, but with some summers. It doesn't matter. You truly get to decide how you do that and how to make it work for your student. Isn't that awesome? That's the power we have to do this as homeschoolers. Now, for the graduation itself, well, it seems kind of anticlimactic to just like, okay, you're done. Put your books back on the shelf and we'll get you ready for college. I get it. It feels kind of anticlimactic since we think of in high school with graduation and all of that. Some areas will have graduation ceremonies, either within a homeschool group or like a county-wide one. Sometimes counties will let you, even if you're not a resident of that county, will let you participate. I have seen ones that are kind of like 2 or 3 like within the state, 2 or 3 big ones, and then obviously smaller ones, so that it's more of like a regional graduation. Or maybe you and your student don't really care and you just want to skip all that, and then you can, mark it at home. You can take a big trip. You can do whatever you want to do. Again, that's the beauty we have, and that's how you graduate your teen. I'll see you over in the next video.